spent 10 years in prison, been out a few years, and people ask a lot, okay? They're very intrigued by inmate and officer relationships. So if you're interested in inmate officer hookups, here it is from an inmate recently released after a 10-year sentence. Let's go. Okay, first off, how often do inmate and officer relationships occur? And the answer is all the freaking time. I mean, there's a couple reasons for this. And I know they're hard to understand when you're in the free world mentality. But basically, some of the more just no-brainers are people have needs and people are bored. And when you throw a bunch of human beings into a warehouse and you give them a limited number of people that they can access, they're going to make do with what they have, okay? So basically, whoever's there, that's who's getting the goodies. Number two, and the absolute most common, is you are in survival mode. Survival mode. You're in survival mode when you're in prison. Like straight up, you are stripped down to your bare minimum, the necessities, and you're not even really given all of that. There's only a couple ways to get these necessities. And the two easiest ways to get these necessities is to hustle. Okay. Hustle by stealing things that are accessible to you at your prison job and then reselling them on the compound, or doing things for people like ironing their clothes or doing their eyebrows or doing their makeup or washing laundry for them, things like that, and then getting paid for those services, or getting an officer and getting that officer to hook up with you, whatever you're doing for him, and then he's doing something for you, like giving you something that you personally want or that you can resell for a canteen. I'm just going to give you guys an example. If an officer decides to bring you in something because you guys are in a for real relationship and he wants to make you happy, or whether it's payment, he will bring you in something like either makeup or, cigarettes or drugs, right? When he brings that into you, you can either use it for yourself and enjoy whatever perk of whatever it is that he gave you, okay? Or you can go ahead and resell it on the compound. So you can sell like a face powder or a lip gloss with some color in it, or an eyeliner pencil or something like that. You can sell that for, $20, $30, $40 if you want. And what the person will do is they'll pay you with canteen out of their locker, and they'll give you like $40 worth of canteen. Or they will put $40 in your account so you can go buy whatever you want at the store. Or they will cash app it to one of your family members, and that way your family member can spend it on your child or whatever they need out there in the world if they don't have it. That way, you're contributing to your household in a way. No, it's not something that is all, notebooky, romantic-y, Romeo and Juliet, behind the scenes, passionate, love-making shower moments. It's like a quick grab, a quick nut swipe, a quick, D-grab, a quick titty bounce, a quick, flash in the shower, something like that. Maybe a little head in the back laundry room here and there, something of that nature. And some of these officers and inmates really do fall in love, y'all. Like, they actually really for real fall in love. You got to think, like, these men and women are spending 12 hours a day with the same group of women, okay? Watching each other. I mean, it's a big social experiment in prison. It's a big fishbowl where people are just people watching all day because there's nothing else to do. So if you're sitting there and you're watching the same person every day, and then all of a sudden, they give you a little eye or a little something, a little look, because it all starts with a look, trust and believe. Whatever's going on for 12 hours a day and you're watching, then there's a look or something. People get wrapped up into this. And when you're spending more time with inmates than you are your own family every day, I can't say that it wouldn't be easy to fall. It didn't happen to me, but it happened a lot, and I can completely see how it would be easy. People have freaking relationships with their coworkers all the time. Now, on the flip side of this, officers will definitely get in there for their own reasoning as well, and I'm going to give you guys an example. I'm not going to use any names, but this is a real scenario that happened. So there was an inmate, and she was a stud, which, if you guys don't know what a stud is, it's just like a dominant female that is a lesbian, and she generally is playing more of the male dominant role in a relationship, okay? There was a female officer. She was in her early 30s. She was not very attractive. And I say that for a reason, because the stud, the female inmate, she was a very nice looking, dominant girl. Like she wouldn't have been a pretty girl, but she was a pretty tomboy. This lady was coming into work. She was looking real frumpy. She was looking disheveled. She was just, you could tell sometimes she was crying a lot. And she just visibly looked over freaking whelmed, okay? Looked like life was just beating her ass down. So anyways, this stud inmate saw that there was something very overwhelming and very burdensome going on in this lady's life. And one day the stud asked, like, hey, everything all right? I see you haven't been really looking yourself lately. Like, is everything good? Because you're like a really cool officer. You're a really good officer. And, I just want to make sure everything's okay because I like you. You're cool, Nothing, just innocent, nothing serious going on. This officer, I guess, really needed to unload and just like get it out there. And she just unleashed that her husband had left her for another woman, probably a coworker. And she had no money. He was basically taking everything. His income was the main income in the household. She had 2 kids. One of them needed something with a medical situation, and her benefits, because she was fairly new at the prison, weren't really where they should be yet. And like just basically a whole lot of financial and emotional mess. Okay. Well, when that happened, of course, inmate, ding, 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 antennas start to go off and starts thinking real inmatey. And eventually, after talking to this officer for like probably just maybe 2-3 weeks, because it didn't take that long, this inmate became quote unquote friends with this officer. And in becoming friends, this inmate offered a way to make pretty decent damn money. So all the officer had to do was bring in a carton of cigarettes over the week. Now, y'all know a carton of cigarettes, especially those cheap, like Lucky Strike ones or Natives or whatever, they're like, I don't even know how much they are, but I know they're like $20 probably or something, okay? So all the officer has to do is spend $20, and for that carton of cigarettes, that officer in return is going to get paid $500, okay? And how that's going to happen is when that officer brings in those cartons of cigarettes, those packs, which is in a carton, so it's 20 packs in a carton. Each pack is going to get sold for $100 to $150 on the compound. So that inmate is going to go ahead and break off $500 to the officer. And the officer is going to get her money by way of Cash App. The officer is going to get paid their $500 off top. The rest goes to the inmate, and boom, everybody just made their cut. If that officer is bringing in 2 to 3 cartons a week, you're talking about an extra $1,000 to $2,000 every single week, which is a lot when you're making, I don't know, whatever, like, I think they make probably like 20,000 a year or something ridiculous. It's very low. Whatever they make, it's really low. And so now you're talking about like an extra income that is stupid crazy. This officer is now offered an opportunity to get out of their financial situation and their debt. And let me tell you something, when you're a single mama and you're going through it and money is one of the issues, solving that financial issue and giving yourself financial independence or freedom is a big relief. Okay, and all single mamas will know that. So if that can be unloaded and taken off her plate, she will be a lot better. And guess what? Lo and behold, that inmate was walking around like King Shingling for a good, I would say almost a year after that, having cigarettes on cigarettes on cigarettes, packs on packs on packs on packs, and making a shit ton of money. And that officer, baby, within like, I would say 2 months, that officer, honey, was walking in with her nails done, her hair done, her face looking right, her makeup together, her clothes looking pressed. She looked clean and put together. And everybody knew, we all just knew, like, we're watching it unfold. You know what I mean? And it did fall apart eventually, but so anyways, that's the flip side of the coin, where the officers will benefit because they're going through something. And that is the gist of why, how, who, what, whatever. So anyways, love y'all. See you later.